Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red this Monday morning. And it is a bright, sunny morning and a little bit cold, but we know it's going to get warmer. Hallelujah. Mark chapter 13 today and verse 2. And Jesus said to them, and written in red, "Do you see these great buildings? Not one stone will be left upon another, which will not be torn down." And Jesus responds to this because one of the disciples points out this glorious sense of the temple building and everything that it represented. And he was impressed by it and he kind of built himself up. And I guess he wanted to share with Jesus his excitement and his joy of appreciation regarding the temple because he valued the temple and he valued what he was seeing. But Jesus responds in a bit of a sort of put him down way because he says to him, "You see these buildings," and he goes on, "that none of them are going to remain. They're all going to end up in the dust." And this guy must have thought to himself, what's going on? You know, Jesus is presented, as it were, a response to my enthusiasm with a bit of a kind of a wet blanket. But Jesus is trying to hold a perspective and teach a perspective to this disciple to enable him to see that God's value system is so different from man's value system. And it's not that Jesus didn't appreciate the architecture and the structure and everything that went with it. After all, it was God that designed it in the first place, even to the last centimetre. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that God was failing to appreciate it, but there was a sense in which the over-focus on, as it were, what is made being more important than the one who made it. So the value system in Jesus' eyes is to value things the way God values them. And God in Jesus was saying to this disciple on this occasion that these stones are going to end up in the dust. And it's actually this accusation that they used to condemn him when he stood before Pilate later on. And they said, "You're going to pull the temple down and in 3 days build it up." Of course, we know Jesus talking about his body. But the point is that there is a value system. And we as Christians need to know what God's value system is. And what God is interested in most of all is relationship. First of all, the relationship with him and us, and then the relationship with us, him and the world. And it's our community that God is focused on. God is interested in the human race. That's the whole load of us. No matter what colour or creed, every life is important to God. And if you want to get on the right side of a good conversation with Jesus, then you need to start talking to Jesus about his people, about the nations, about the life on earth, because that's what's precious to him. For he sent his son to die for it. Thank you for joining me. Be blessed. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.